Hello, I'm the Watch Monster, and in this video we're looking at a watch by Seiko. Now this one was released a few months ago, along with about 7 or 8 other variations, added to the Seiko 5 range of watches that Seiko have been producing since the 60s. Now me personally, I've never owned a Seiko 5 watch, so when I saw these watches released, they caught my eye, and in particular this model which we're going to look at today, which is the SRPG39K1. So just in the background here is all the packaging that this arrived in. Just basic smart cardboard box with warranty information and the instruction manual. So let's dive in and have a closer look at this watch. So as I mentioned, there are several variations of this watch. There's different dial colours, different numerals, and also different straps and bracelets available. This one is the one that appealed to me most, this dark blue dial with the gold numerals and gold edged hands as well. I think it's a very nice combination and it looks very smart. So this is what is commonly called a field watch or a military watch, basically because of the style of design. It is very common in military watches. It's designed to be very legible, not too cluttered, and it's just overall got a very neat aesthetic. So we see on the dial here there are applied indices at the hour markers. The numerals are also applied, and then inside there we also have the 13 to 24 hour markers. They've been printed on, as has the Seiko logo and this relatively new Seiko 5 logo, which I know a lot of people are not keen on, but to be honest I don't mind it. I think it looks okay. And automatic written just above the 6. Now, because of the movement in here, which is the 4R36, which you might also know as the NH36 if you're a fan of micro brands, because it's commonly used in those types of watches, this one does have a day-date function. It also means we have hand winding and a hacking function with this movement. So the hand winding can be done from the crown's initial position here. This isn't a screw down crown or anything. So it can be hand wound like that. And then the first position, scrolling down, allows you to change the date, while scrolling up you can change the day. And then popping out to the second position, second hand stops, and you can set the time. Now the crystal, as you'd expect if you know your Seikos at this price point, you do not get a sapphire crystal, which is a bit of a shame. Here we're using Seiko's standard Hardlex crystal, which is good enough, but it does mean it is prone to scratching. The dimensions of this watch are 40mm across, which if you've seen my previous videos will know that's my preferred size of watch, and with the slight dome of the crystal it's about 13mm thick. Now the strap this watch comes on is a black leather strap, although in some lights it looks a bit more dark bluish colour. And the strap is okay, it's not the best quality. It is genuine leather, but it's very stiff, and even after wearing this for a few months it is still quite stiff. And it's very squeaky, as you might have noticed already. Can you probably hear this? But once you've got it wearing on your wrist, it's not squeaking. So it's only when you're handling the watch you get this annoying squeaking sound. And the clasp is stamped with the Seiko logo. So the case back does feature a display case. The case back here is not sandblasted, this is just lightly polished. And inside there is the 4R36 movement and a Seiko signed rotor on it. So there is some lume on this, so I'll cut to a lume shot now and show you that. Okay, so this is how the lume looks. It's nothing spectacular, but it's good enough, using Seiko's Lume Bright. And to be honest, considering this is a field watch, you don't really want to be lit up like a Christmas tree when you're trying to hide in the woods. So yeah, the lume is good enough. And now onto one of my main niggles, apart from the squeaky strap. Now, I don't know if I'm wrong in assuming this, but the sandblasted finish to this watch just looks very sloppy. I don't know if the camera can show it very well, but the texture doesn't seem very even across it, and if I show you the other side, I think it's a bit more obvious. There's like flecks of scratches in all different directions, which have not been caused by me wearing it. They were there when I first got this watch. It just seems like it's only been partly blasted, like just with a heavier grit, and not been finished off with a finer grit. But I'm not an expert on sandblasting, so if you do have some experience with sandblasting, please let me know in the comments if this is how it should look, but to me it just doesn't look very nice. I thought it would have a much more uniform texture to it, rather than having what looks like hairline scratches going off in different directions. So let me know what you think of that, because I could well be in the wrong, and this is how they normally look. So the final thing to come on to is the price. So in the UK, I've seen this selling for between £200 and £220 brand new, and this is for the K1 version. So this is the Malaysian version. I do believe there are versions that are Japanese made, which would probably pay a bit more for. And I'd be interested to know if the Japanese made ones have a better finishing to them on the sandblasted case. So anyway, yeah, just over £200 is the price. And considering you do pay a bit of a Seiko tax nowadays, they're not as cheap as they used to be. They still fall into the affordable bracket. And yeah, I think it's around about the expected price. So that's the Seiko 5 Field Watch. If you have one, let me know what you think of it. Or are you interested in picking one of these up? And if you do have some knowledge about sandblasted finishing, please let me know if I'm incorrect about thinking this looks a bit sloppy. Okay, that's it for this review. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.